Hello Aquarius, welcome to my channel. I give you infinite thanks for being here, for your presence, your likes, and your beautiful comments. Aquarius, you are the owner of your future and the one who builds it. Take what you want to manifest to the universe or feel that it is meant for you, and let the rest pass. This is a general reading that you can watch whenever you want, and if you wish, you can complement it with your ascendant or moon sign, whichever you prefer. Aquarius, let's channel and receive messages from your guides, masters, or ancestors according to what you are manifesting, thinking, or feeling. The first card you have is the Seven of Pentacles, then you have the Two of Swords in the present, and for the future, the Knight of Swords. This is good, really good, because in the present, the Two of Swords is an arcane that shows a bit of confusion, a bit like a shock, that moment when you say you have so many things to do that you don't know where to start. Or in other cases, perhaps there are enough things, and you are becoming aware that you need to catch up on all of this. There are some things that are already ready, but you understand that there is still a lot to explore or that you need to catch up on certain things, or there is something that is still waiting, which sometimes distracts you. I see that it is not serious, really it is not serious, it is simply something that gives you anxiety because you say you want to do new things or want to move faster, but on the other hand, there is the contradiction of all the things you are missing. These are two thoughts that contradict each other, like an internal struggle, and often when one is like this, one stays still because one says, I don't know where to start. It's just a sensation, a way of thinking, or something that is going through your mind. Emotionally, this often creates a feeling of anxiety, a sensation in the body like nervousness, but you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a supremely positive arcane, especially in this type of circumstance, because, first of all, it has a lot of your characteristics, Aquarius. The Knight is an air element, and secondly, I see that you have a very strong determination. The Knights are the figures of the court that represent those who went to war, right? They followed the orders of the kings, for example. They have certain experience, they are brave people, they also represent states of the soul or emotional states in which one is taking action, in motion with something. The Knight of Swords shows that moment when the knights go to war, defend themselves, and are fighting, right? But this represents movement, agility, and I feel that you go from being in shock and assimilating many things you need to do to start doing something. With this Knight of Swords, I see you saying, well, I need to do something. I can't just wait. You start with the first thing, and your attitude is challenging. You bravely start taking each of these tasks and saying, this is done, and so on. The Knight of Swords also shows that you have a way of doing things quickly. In the coming hours, you start fulfilling commitments, catching up, talking here with this Two of Swords. You are very reflective, trying to assimilate many things that in the previous days you were living in shock. The Knight of Swords shows me that moment when you start talking, offering those conclusions. Speaking is giving, transmitting, offering. You are assimilating everything in the present, and with the Knight of Swords, I see you start talking about everything that happened quickly. You also have the World card at the bottom of the deck. The world is very Aquarian, the world is ruled by Saturn, linked to Capricorn, but logically also connected to your sign, Aquarius. Your sign represents large groups, humanity. You represent humanity with a broad perspective, and logically, what is bigger than the world, right? The world is an arcane that is on your side, meaning you also have the opinion of many people on your side. Many people might agree with you when you talk to others. You realize that many people think like you, giving you a sense that you are not alone, a feeling that you have more in common with people than you think. The identification with the group, which is also very Aquarian. I see with this World card that you might realize that there are people who are not necessarily your blood family, but still think like you and support you. Friends, some coworkers, neighbors, people you meet in your environment, even people on the internet with whom you share interests, like in the comment sections of videos, blogs, and so on. There is a strong connection with others who do not share a blood link with you. The feeling of being part of a community of people without falling into dependencies or being deceived by groups, without falling into can be dangerous. You recognize this very well, you know how to be in a group of people without being deceived. This is a very beautiful reading, showing high social capacity for the future, closing a mental circle that kept you in shock. Let's see what else we have for you, Aquarius. What other things come out for you? It might be that the messages you will be sending, the emails you will be writing, the things in which you will be expressing yourself, you do well, opening doors for you in life. I see that at this moment or in the coming hours, speaking and expressing yourself will be the most important thing, allowing you to achieve what you want. Asking questions, giving your opinion, you have here the King of Pentacles. Let's draw 2 more cards. Aquarius, death. Let's ask a bit more about death, see what comes up here. Death, 2 cards, Page of Swords, King of Wands. Well, death here is completely metaphorical. Sometimes death is an arcane that should not be ignored because it is very determinative. Death represents something happening or occurring strongly, shaking you, feeling real, having a big impact. But in this case, it doesn't speak of physical death, not that someone or a pet will die. You don't have cards of mourning. In some cases, what I see with this metaphorical death is that you come out of this confusion, discovering a hidden behavior that was delaying work or causing stagnation. It's identifying a negative pattern and cutting it off. The Page of Swords shows that this brings mental lightness. The Page and the Knight of Swords are very similar, well represented, with the Page being lighter and the Knight more determined. I see with this Page of Swords that you might start doing things differently, cutting something that was slowing you down, collaborating with others. You have 2 more court figures, King of Pentacles and King of presenting other people, possibly men, announcing the end of a circumstance. If you are expecting a message about something ending, it's likely a man will notify you. This message will help you move out of delay or blockage, knowing there's a process you want to finish. The end of a cycle will benefit you greatly, aligning with the World card, representing a cycle ending and another beginning, as is usual in tasks. Ending one thing almost always leads to another beginning automatically. The Death card indicates a necessary closure, making you feel mentally free to start new things. This could mean studying a topic of interest or having more mental lightness in learning something new. The mind often gets distracted or blocked when responsibilities are unfinished. And I see that you close a cycle here and consequently start to think and learn and, evolve intellectually in a very significant way because there's nothing to distract you anymore. Now, there's also another topic here, yes, a more casual one, which is that you have 2 kings here. And that I leave to you based on your preferences. If you like women, think of them as queens. For the collective, kings appear, but you can imagine them according to your preferences. Yes, one of these 2 people, you ended a relationship with one of them, or you completely cut off contact with one of them at some point. The appearance of the Death card signifies that there is nothing left concerning one of these 2 people that appear here. In some cases, I see the sign Taurus, in other cases, I also see Aries, especially Taurus and Aries, or also Leo. Yes, if Aries doesn't resonate, then Leo. It could be someone you dated who had many characteristics of one of these signs in their natal chart or had these signs prominently, like the sun sign, for example. It could also be that one of these people wants to write to you. You have a 10 haven't spoken to in months or weeks to suddenly message you, "Hey Aquarius, how are you? What are you up to?" In some cases, it might be expressed by another type of person, perhaps a friend who you haven't spoken to for months or weeks. Suddenly, "Hey Aquarius, how are you? What are you doing?" And you think, what? Why are they messaging me now? This is indeed strange. Your sign is one that is always caught up in its own things, and maybe you also distanced yourself from this person without realizing it, gradually becoming distant. But here is someone who will probably seek you out. It will be your decision whether to respond to the message or not. If you respond and it seems suspicious that they reappear, it could be that this person is curious about what you're doing. I see a lot of curiosity arising from an exchange of messages, gossip, wanting to know what you're doing.